So, your wish is my command. Let's get on with some games. I'm feeling feisty after that one. Right, I want that one back on the top. Right, boys, are you ready? I'm ready. We'll do this. Remember, it's kings of the world, not knights. How can I play this 20? Sign up for qualification round number 2 next weekend. Sign-ups open up after Sunday, and well, I mean, could actually be open now. We'll find out. I just realised something. Optimus. And player 2 is Kevin. I was going to just go call him Kevin, be easier. That works out really well. Oh, some China action! I'm a happy Harry. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Kings of the Old World. This is the qualification tournament number 1. We are in the round of 16 between Optimus Prime and Kevin Italian. Game 1 will be playing Saxony. We see Optimus playing as the Chinese civilization spawns to the southern side of the map, where his opponent Kevin spawns to the north of the map in the colour red, playing as the Malta. Malta here dropping down an early market, decline to go early TP. I think he realises the TP post on this side of the map is probably a little bit too close for him to build and get an early pass. But if Kevin managed to walk down to the south, could have got a nice TP pass. I think he could have got that first pass. And actually, both players are aware of where 3 of the train posts are. And you can kind of deduct the other one would be, yeah, this location. Oh, no, I got it completely wrong there, didn't I? Yeah, over this location. But Kevin out on the map, not going for training post. China out on the map, also not going for training post. Getting some nice treasures, but I'm a bit confused here from both players' point of view. I think the training post meta is so strong that you'd be wrong to not go for it. And Optimus is still chopping nearly at 180 wood for the village, but it may want to go for a trading post. But I'm expecting this to be 2 village start. Otherwise, he would have gone for the TP earlier. Yeah, he stopped at 180. So I heard it a little back. He's going to drop another vill. Where are these guys going? Forward village! Oh, we got some aggression. Optimus going forward village here. Looking to try and drop it as far north as possible and go on aggression land. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars with the new ways. New army in deck as well. This is going to be interesting play here from Optimus Prime. Optimus Magic, I call him. The magic starts with Opti. And Kevin going for a trading post now, but he's missed the River Trader. This is a really slow TP. It has to be said, it doesn't help him much. So the advantage of an early TP is you can get your 3 vills in nice and early. If you get like a really early pass of it, which then helps your age 1 and it kind of mimics the effect of having a market if you have 3 vills in like 40 seconds earlier. And yes, you can get in transition. 45 wood now going towards Kevin. He has probably seen the 40 coin, 40 XP, but he would probably be better moving along. Quite a tough treasure to take without the crack shot of the Plague Doctor. These guys are really strong. They're really strong. Especially their 30% range resist as well. It feels like if they're a melee resist, it might be. I mean, you wouldn't want to go melee of them, but it feels like they just resist everything. Stray Dog might be quite nice, but he's going to go find the 40 coin. There's a 50 coin here as well. 50 wood by the Landsknecht. Big treasure there. 45 wood and some good XP. If he was down this side of the map, he'd be enjoying himself greatly. Let's look at Kevin's point of view. We looked at Opti's deck. Kevin here, Expo Pike 1v1. This is probably the same deck that Kaiser had. I think Kaiser may have not had the advanced arsenal, but might have had 600 coin instead, or maybe 700 food. Both players here going crossbow pike heavy, double merc card, armored pistoliers, pandas, combat card. No fixed gun here. No anything else. There's no Spanish lances. There's no Cassadors. Just continues going the bow pike way. In the 4th age, 4 Falcons, 4 Coals, Factory. No other cards I would have assumed. No Royal Musks though. Can't have a game here as Malta without Royal Musks. They're just too good for the time being. This map is weird. I like this map. I think this is a really good map. It might be that the spawn, the shape of the river here is not as what we used to expect, and the position of the cliffs and the crossing has actually not spawned ideally. Sometimes the cliffs spawn about here. Well, it does depend on the type of map spawn as well, but it's certainly nice varying terrain here, but a little bit of cliffs, a little bit of nat TP, and everything's going as it is. We do see, that's Summer Palace, or is it? Yeah, Summer Palace. It has to be. It's quite big. Summer Palace. I zoomed out far enough there to think it may have been the White Pagoda there. I was getting all giddy and excited, but it's not that. Optimus has gone for Villager into tea leaves. He actually has sent tea leaves. He's got enough export to make it work. He might just have a shipment on the age up. He's now seen the 40 coin, 40 XP, so he may go for this. He does need to stun the Plague Doctor and try and kill the Mad Dogs very, very quickly. So he's got to do that. Yep, stun comes in. Work on them. Kung Fu Panda on the dogs. No match here for Bei Yu Feng and his disciple. That's a long kick. That kick must have flown from his legs onto the dog. No contact made, but still doing some good damage. It's actually quite funny watching the melee animation. This Plague Doctor he's just taking it. He's just taking it like an absolute Chad, and only now getting picked off. So another shipment ready to go here. Optimus sending in the blockhouse from the forward village. Going offensive here with his blockhouse. So actually gets to put on some pressure nice and early. 700 wood card number 1. Makes sense if you've got the blockhouse here. You can have some more production capability. Blockhouse provides 5 population. The second village in age 1 is extra population behind this. And open up with Step Riders. Maybe the Step Riders can move in and snipe the Commandery Wagon, but I've found out the Commandery Wagon builds very, very fast. It's such a fast building wagon that you can't really deny it once it's built. But Step Riders will come out, siege the trading post, and put pressure. And ready to receive Kevin's bow pike play. Kevin going for winning court constructions card number 1. Absolutely fine with that. He's actually going for a couple of hussars. I'm not really too sure how he affords that without any other crates coming in, because the wood crates could maybe allow him to open up with some settler wagons, maybe build 1 hospital in preparation for the 700 wood. Even if you just queue 1 pike, so when the 700 wood comes, you can train units. And when I say 700 wood, I think if Kevin had the trading post at the start of the game, we'd have a shipment straight away after winning all constructions and giving that a crucial tempo that right at the moment Kevin is missing in the face of 7 step, 3 pike, 3 bows. The Optimus magic is here, and we wait to see how this game progresses. Even a War Dog actually walking in. That's a nice little scouting adventure there for Optimus. What does Optimus see? I think Optimus saw the Hasp. He's certainly seen the Commandery Wagon, so he knows German has been sent. I'm sure he can see the rings around the settlers here. Whether they're visible or not, you can certainly click on the units and just find out how much they're gathering, and can very quickly establish that, yes, they do have their rings on them. So Optimus moving in, chasing the Huss, sieging the market down instead. Yeah, so he does actually see the Wingcourt construction cards being in. Minutemen being caught early. Minutemen been having bonuses versus step rise, and I think Kevin's just got to run. He's at least got to save the steps, because they're at risk of being torn apart by the Minutemen. Pikes turn around. Explorer wanting to get in, but use the Explorer to help try and bull trick the army away. All this time, the Minutemen are losing their HP. Those Minutemen with 212 HP from the Malta shipments. Explorer runs past the blockhouse, in for a rude awakening. Hit a couple of crossbow pike there. Optimus is... he's still got the bow cav army on the Summer Palace. He needs to go for another house. This is kind of where the Mitre build overtakes this build, because you already have the 770 population and kind of spam the shipments straight away, but more pikes coming in. Has he gone through the bow shipment yet? No bows. I think I would have preferred... Even though there's a Commandery Wagon there, even though he was expecting Hussars, I still think the bow shipment would have been better, because you can anticipate a hospital being dropped down, bows being trained, 8 bows being shipped. You can't really mass order units early in the game, and considering that Pike's such a strong counter, it would be mad to continue production of just solely of the Hussar units. That's a very modest way of putting it, Brooke, there, and I couldn't agree anymore. I think that is how the cookie crumbles, and this tournament is sponsored by Microsoft and has been designed in a way to feature the new DLC Knights of the Mediterranean. The game rules are: we play on European maps, we play with European maps, and each player has to play a European civ once in their best of 3 or 5 series. Once it's best of 7, they have to play both the European civs, Malta and Italy. But for the time being, which civ they play is up to them, and we get to see some great action between both the players and all the civs being played. Kevin here playing bowpike defense here as Malta. Still only on 2 settler wagons. I have a horrible feeling that Kevin's forgot you can train settler wagons from the commandery wagon. And just crossbows without any text on them at the moment, they're not that great, but you don't need them to be great units if you can trade quite well, if you have lots of stuff to back them up. He must send 700 wood now just to get the bowpike production going, the settler wagon production going. He's sending in 8 pikes here. From this position, I dislike it. He's got a town centre, commandery wagon as an outpost. He's got a decent mass here. There's only a couple of step riders. Okay, maybe some Keshiks coming in as well. How many steps has Opti got? All the Minutemen pretty much down, so not really much to do with the step riders. Only has the couple pikes, so he's kind of forced to send the pike shipment, isn't he? Engagement coming in. Looking closer, a couple of vills tanking. Steps on top of the bows. Not many pikes remaining here from Malta. A couple order hussars buying some time from the pikes, but realistically they're just having to be sacrificed to preserve the lives of the crossbows just a little bit longer. Bow shipment nearly in here from Optimus. Meanwhile, Kevin, the pikes have just arrived on the battlefield. He's back up to a healthy count of 12. Enough crossbows to push back the Chukanu. 16 bows versus 18 Chukanu with the shipment of 8 reinforcing. Yeah, I think with Optimus, he hasn't got too much done, but it's not. I'm not too worried if I'm Optimus at the moment, because you can send in the set. Well, I mean, this villager waypoint is also pretty difficult. I'm sure he'll sort that one out very quickly. But with the China though, you can send 700 gold and try and get the age up behind. If you want to go skirms, you can send the skirms to hold. But if you go up the porcelain tower, even if it means losing your forward blockhouse and village, then you have an 8-vil factory producing wood or gold. And you can just kind of use that to springboard into future events. The reason why this game's looking pretty close at the moment, because we're still on low numbers of settler wagons. I do see that Kevin's gone for another settler wagon, so he's up to 3. Hasn't got one in queue though. He's gone back to train hussars, so he's mixed in hussar and settler wagon production, but quite a lot of this time this commandery has been idled. Just imagine if those extra settler wagons had been out all this time under the Winnegort construction, and probably early marketechs like the gangs or hunting dogs and now the place mines, they would have repaid themselves very quickly. Nice snipe on Morgan. Date or Dale, indeed. Indeed, my friend. He's gone down for a tactical nap. That's more experience here for Optimus. Optimus sending in... Oh, he's sending in new ways. He's going to convert his Chukanu to arquebusiers. His pikemen into Chang Daos. I'm not too sure if anyone's told Optimus Magic that it's not actually that great of a card. It looks good. It just... It kind of misses the mark, because you don't want to anticipate them being veteran, because they're only colonial units. But if you can kind of get this, if you can transform them with this card and then age up so that they become veteran and have a decent mass of units to play from there, then it can be pretty good. But I wouldn't really want to be sending this card. 700 gold, he could be aging up afterwards, but he's continuing his production, still training Old Han. He's now got skirmishers. Kevin's like, what on earth's going on here? But 14 attack skirmishers, less than 100 HP as well. Nearly the same HP as a longbowman. With that kind of low HP we're talking about, 14 attack with a 3 rate of fire. It's not going to do too much damage versus a crossbow. The extra range is very nice. I think that's what he's trying to utilise, is the range advantage, but he's now back to training more crossbow pikes, so this special position of skirmishers is short-lived. Especially when we have Order Hussars charging in colonial Changdao swordsmen that only do 35 attack versus a Hussar. It's not amazing. A couple of dops coming from behind, pikes to catch the steps, and there's just a lot of stuff here from Kevin. I'll be happy to take this fight. Yes, you've got to focus down the Changdaos first, but once they go down, there's nothing really to block all this Order Hussars. These are super cavalry in Age 2, combat stat boosted with DOPS on top of the arquebusiers by now. Crossbows doing some good work behind, and the hospital is benefiting here from the deflection ability and the movement ability underneath buildings. A really good defensive unit, it must be said. I think we're going to see a lot more of these units as the tournament progresses. Arquebusiers is still not yet challenged, and this is where an extra 5 Hussars will just win the fight. Morgan doing some good work there, tanking a full volley. I think Optimus will win this fight. Will he win the war? It would be hard to say. But yeah. Honour's even after that fight. Has to be said, Honour's even, but it's a lot of villagers in the berries. I can barely see the berries actually. A couple of set wagons just waiting for their turn. There's a hunt to the north, which just hasn't got protection over. Only one commandery wagon defensively built as well. Might be a case when you're building the commandery wagon actually to. I like to build my commandery wagon outside the base because this itself provides its own ring of economic benefits. So if you have a commandery wagon here, then all these trees, the hunt, the mine, that all gets boosted by the 30% gather rate bonus or the 20% gather rate bonus, let's say. And that's walking time for all your settler wagons. In-base gold's out, in-base hunt is out, and yeah, it's actually looking really stark really quickly here for Kevin because he's just not got that economic potential to start mass producing units. And Optimus is still getting good value. If you notice here from Optimus, he's just training Cossacks, training steprise, tanking the damage from the pike and crossbows, and the backline's still firing without any issues. It's quite nice. There might be another batch of Cossacks coming in behind. He did send in the export card, so he's still on Russian consulate. I mean, all his villagers cost 90 foods. They train 10% faster, so this production of villagers is actually quite good here from Optimus. Kevin, 38 vills. That does include the settler wagons, and everyone's out to the side. Yeah, settler wagon down here building outposts, but he's still only got 3 settler wagons. Train more, train more. You need to get them out. Sending in 600 wood, so hopefully he can continue production of settler wagons from that card, from the commandery wagon, and well, get a second commandery wagon. Really, you soon will have the eco to sustain multiple production of it. No Nat's been chosen yet. We do see the House of Oldenburg on this map. If you want some extra villagers, go for these guys. Anti-skirms who can hunt the map as a villager. Really good. They benefit from greatcoats and blunderbuss. And also have a hunting expeditions. All your villagers and fishing boats now also gather a small amount of coin. It's about 10% on the gather rate. So if you have about 20 vills, kind of works towards a bank at the moment in time, or certainly the same coin income as a scaled bank. So yeah, it's not 300 food, 250 wood tech. It's only a 300 food wood tech. But that's the kind of level where we're at for it to pay off. So you could go for that. It's quite expensive, but look at Optimus' eco. If he had that tech, you'd certainly be in the green. With that being researched, that would help him very much so. Honestly, you're not going to say no to some extra hunting vills, especially on this double hunt patch near the House of Oldenburg. I've actually seen that a Nat TP has failed to spawn here on Saxony. This silver mine being spawned instead, or in the place of. I think Kevin's going to mind too much because you can get his House of Oldenburg down here, and on the other side is House of Wetting, which is not really the greatest of the new houses. You can build a fort for 600 wood, 600 gold, but it's actually rather expensive to do so. Hey, but maybe, yeah, a fort wagon here's Malta would have worked super well. Train vills, train settler wagons, and age up to the 4th age under protection of a fort. We still see step Keshik card here from Optimus, which I think is fine in the sense that he's protecting his skirms from cavalry switch, which is now coming in here for Kevin. Pikes are still a little bit... Oh, nice little switch there from Optimus Magic. Nice switch trick. Gets the steps right onto the pikeman. He might actually just stand and take this. You've got Keshiks in the back line. Siberian Cossacks, really good units at this stage of the game. And Optimus is working on the pikeman. But if you're not fighting, get out there. Don't just bumble around. You're just taking massive damage there from the pikes. These guys just put in work, and so many steps have gone down at that moment in time. Yeah, especially if you stand and fight, then the Pax goes to the front line, naturally absorbed. But that's a fight I think Kevin would be mightily proud of. He's gone. Again, he won't fully win the fight, but that was as good trade as he can hope for. And that was a lot of Cossacks he cleared up, so that little bonus that Optimus had of double Cossack production on batch has now gone. And Kevin's eco is just only getting better and better, so the production there continues. Kevin might slide back into this one. Optimus is now sending in the gold. Might actually look like he's starting to consider age up. He does have sheep he's moving forwards to eat. He's only on one. He does have a barrack, so he does have double production. Yeah, double production of Keshik Pike and Keshik Steppe. So Optimus here licking his lips, thinking the flavour of the month is the Keshik play. He's going to go for that. Kevin sending pikes down to the south to protect his southern flank of economy. So important that this is all protected down here. Kevin having to send the card for the fast age if he wanted to age. He's out of other cards now, really, apart from infantry HP. He might want to consider dropping down that second commandery wagon for double Huss production. Seems like his economy can only just about sustain Huss and double racks, which he may finish that batch off or not. No, he missed that by a little bit. That's so annoying. But Opti here, he's just been sending units. He's been trading, but now he's going to be able to age up quite safely and actually sending in the musketeers now behind. He's got so much export. Remember, guys, if you are playing China and you want a good build order, go Northern Refugees into tea leaves, extra 100 export, and a 0.4 export trickle rate. That's 13 villagers worth of export income that you're getting for free, regardless if your villas are working, walking, or being fully idled. You have so much export just keeping that trickle along, and that's his third batch of consulate units. Obviously, did use the 300 export there to try and get into some extra Siberian Cossacks and to switch to the French really easily. But here comes a depot. That's going to get completed, and ooh, is Opti going? Well, he's got no long range siege, so he kind of has to commit to that. That's such a smart play. Depots. It's just big brain play these days, isn't it? Opti is going up with the Confucian Academy instead of the Porcelain Tower. I feel if you're not under pressure here, Porcelain Tower could work quite well. Optimus could have actually aged straight to the industrial if he wanted to. He does have the sheeps and a very strong economy at the moment. We'll have to see how he plays. Looking at his deck, standard deck there in the third age. Options for the Iron Troop ahead of cards like Sager Hunt, Bayang Army. That's about it, really. There's nothing else you'd really want to send. Maybe the 7 hand mortars or the 4 iron flails, but yeah, you got no complaints about those cards. I was getting panic attack then. I thought that was Opti running underneath the depot, but no, it's Kevin's army pushing forward using that depot as a nice bit of cover. The Egypts just come in, and first batch here from Optimus may actually go and train a batch of, well, research vet bows. Got a lot of bows here. 32 Chu canoes, worth the upgrade, and he's going to go for it right now. Will that survive? Kevin's just saying, chase me, chase me, chase me into the depot. We might see a big boom action happening very soon. Oh, Opti, be careful. He's seen it. He's aware. It's going to be a long time until he gets that first flying crow. He's now sending intervention. He may need that blockhouse to be rebuilt so he can train some hand mortars or go for a castle. The blockhouse acts as a castle as well, so it might be a cheaper way of getting your range mortars. He's doing that right now. So yeah, good play there from Optimus, getting his siege composition together. 9 Keshiks, 12 Step Riders. Honestly, a Bayang Army card here from Optimus would be huge. Upgrading all the steps and Keshiks to disciplined and a full shipment of those units as well would work super well and would have complemented this large mass of arquebusiers and Chugna very well. Again, Optimus flirting with magic here, getting a bit close to that depot, and that could have been. Kevin could have got a couple of good explosions off with that. Steps on the outpost. Nobody's in there. I'm just. My eyes are fixated that this is going to go kaboom very soon. I'm not too sure what Optimus sees. Yeah, he will see the he would see the notification when it is being set off. Kevin now still in H2. He's sending in advanced arsenal because he's ran out of other things to send. I've noticed this sometimes. You get trapped in H2 long enough. At this moment in time, this is like, I think, where cards like the British tongue work well. Getting those ordered longbows, they're just, well, I suppose your combat card in the crossbows. Yeah, I have also gone off the longbows recently. I used to be my opening gambit going like longbow double huss from double commandery. Oh, is he going to snipe it off? He's going to snipe it off. He's going to go for it. Maybe he's going to try and bait it. The village has been pulled back. He's going to pull the trigger on this one. Will we see our first kaboom of the match? He's got to pull it. He's calling it. He's pulling back. He's going to get out there. He's out the rate. That's so smart. Optimus magic. And the magic just oozes from him. That's some good play. Forcing the kaboom. Getting out there nice and safely. We'll have some hand mortars soon there from the blockhouse. Optimus, if he's training them. He should be training them. Hasn't quite yet got them out in the field, but is fully on food and gold. He's got a lot of villages. He's got all 6 villages and double village tax, so he's not short on population. This China mass is getting pretty scary. Has to be said, but I don't really know from his point of view how much heavy cavalry. Yeah, it's just a 4 iron flails, 4 meteors. Does have best part of 11 unupgraded step riders. Decent. Oh, he's got 21 redcoats in there. That's huge. 21 royal vet redcoats is so strong. That's a lot of strong damage. Explorer there. Forward tanking quite a bit. Might need to get into cover mode here just to get that extra bit of that damage being soaked. All the pikes and crossbow and hussars don't want to engage just yet, but he kind of has to, because there's no way the crossbow will win versus Arquebusier disciplined Chukanu. The vet techs are 20% combat, and double card here is just 15% combat, so the advantage here with Optimus with this trading. In comes the pike, but the redcoats are there ready to shine as well. Pikes it in. Cavalry having to move back. Good play here, to be fair. Military drummers here from Malta. A bit more speed on the pikes, and they're just snaring everything. Musks to stand and fight. Maybe split the musks off from the arquebusiers and have the arquebusiers Chukanu in one control group and pikes musks from another one. So, it's a bit of game lag here. Pathing around the cliffs and the trees. Both armies going at it. Hammer and tong. The pikes are just pushing the cavalry contingency away. Like, the cav can't engage with all those pikes. As a fight goes, it's not too bad for Kevin, it must be said. But more cav coming from behind. That's a lot of cav now. 7 meteor hammers and 4 flails. Pikes pushing forward. Infantry cool set for both the crossbows and the pikes as well. So that's 10% extra HP, 10% speed. Iron troops now being sent here for Optimus, and that should be a very strong play to maybe close off the game. Iron troop hard counter bow, pike. They have so much damage rate of fire, and they resist 60% range resist. So let's cross with pike. You can't really punish Iron troop. We'll need cavalry for that, so he will need to try and include more cavalry here from Kevin. But he's only got 1 production. That's only a 2 batch of hussars. I think Optimus here has broken through that front line of pikes, and once the pikes are gone, the cavalry come out to play. Iron meteor hammers on that front line. Crossbows have to turn and fire onto the meteors. A couple of order husks coming on the action. Keshik's nearby. Redcoats turn and fire. But the reinforcing batch is going to be strong. Remember, it is the Iron Troop on the way. Kevin calls GG before the Iron Troop come out to play, and game 1 is over. Congratulations, and GG goes to Optimus Prime. Yeah, that's the right player there. Interesting play. Both players here going for, not going for the early trading post on a map where, by the time the traveler walks down, you can almost be guaranteed a good pass experience for both players. So there for China, or here for China, there for Malta, early shipments, and can just push your build on that a little bit faster. Kevin not going for those early setup wagons when he probably could have gone from a little bit faster, incorporate it into that build and crates at a time. Opti going for an H2 play, which didn't seem to be the strongest execution of H2 play. Trying to squeeze in there the new army, which I suppose it did work because he had so many Chukanu and pikes, or mainly the Chukanu going to the arquebusiers and utilising that extra range versus the crossbow fight, which was a very smart play in the end. I was kind of hoping he aged up a little bit faster. So at that point, Kevin couldn't really punish the blockhouse and barracks, and he could have got a full upgrade of Chukanu upgrade steps, upgrade the Keshiks when they had that full mass and taking a fight later on. Intervention card was absolutely fine. And yeah, the play from there was somewhat safe. Went for the extra blockhouse. Could be mortars there to pick that depot off, but good play from Optimus to pull the trigger and get out there before it blew up was very. It just showed a very aware gameplay here from Optimus. But good game, and we'll go on to the next game. So Kevin there, playing the mortar, unfortunately not getting the win as he'd hoped. China comes out here from Optimus Prime. He goes on to the next game. Next game here in this round is going to be on Hungarian plains, if my stream overlay is correct and tells me that. We shall head there now. Welcome back, guys, to game number 2. 17 Artanans, and if we have to play Molten Italian Civ, you do have to play one of those civs one time during your series. It does not have to be game 1 though, so Optimus going for the China, playing game 1 might be like a bit of a confidence booster to get into the series. China's a very strong civ at the moment, and I think if you can get China versus Malta, well, why not? I'll be happy with that matchup. And so is Kevin here, it seems. Kevin's spawned to the south of the map of Hungarian plains, playing as the Lakota civilization in colour blue, going for an early H1 trading post on the 200 wood crate start. Lakota is a stupendously strong civ at the moment with this crate, so I'm surprised a balance patch never came in for them just to sort this starting crates out. It looks like the 200 wood are here to stay, and maybe some fast H rushing into 4-axe might come into fruition here. Tried it versus Animus. Actually, him going the German commanders was somewhat of a good counter, to be honest. But if Optimus is not going that build order, maybe age 1 vil slow, you never know. Massive damage potential from an early fast age into shipment spam. We've got to be careful. Optimus here working on that treasure. He's got that 40 coin, 40 XP. Yeah, he's good. He's doing it for the XP treasure. Crash on the Plague Doctor and trying to kite this mad dog away. It's not too bad. It's like a hyena, I think, from the African climate. So yeah, kind of if you picture what the hyena was, and maybe a coyote. Yeah, it might be a coyote. A bit more of a damage than a coyote, I think, but it's not too far off from that. They're not too scary. It's the Plague Doctor's the real problem. I think Optimus is so scared of Lakota moving in, sniping that treasure. He just walked back with the dog biting his heels all the way to the treasure. That is just showing some very serious gameplay and not taking anything for granted. Magic Shield here looking to convert a gunman. Does get the gunman converted, and we'll move in to pick this other unit off. We need to go and engage it. Yeah, he does so. 90 food, huge treasure, absolutely huge treasure there for Lakota, age 1. He couldn't ask for anything better. He's queued in a 15th fill, but he might cancel that 15th fill. He's probably judging it at the moment, thinking he can do this, but if he cancels that fill, he'll get to 400, and by that time that final villager trains, he'd be ready to age with a shipment ready to go here from the age 1 TP. 100 XP as well. Has he seen that treasure? He's seen it. He's going to go down and take this, surely. Surely he takes that treasure. It's a great one. Could actually go for the 85 wood though first. So you can go for a forward war hut or stable. I mean, he's looking for that. He can go for that. Gunman is trying to chase. Lanchneck's coming in behind. That's a lot of HP there. And he will hopefully use that to tank. Yeah, 14 vil coming in here from Kevin. Kevin's about to hit that button. Aging up. How's he aging? He's aging with the messenger. Fast ages coming in here from Kevin. With an 85 wood treasure in the middle of the map, I'd be very happy if I was Kevin's position, as well as managing to get away with the wooden transition. 1 village out to hunt, but I might pull 3 vills forward here to build that war heart. He's going to do this. Massive treasure there. And where's he off to now? Bit of gold, bit of... He might do another TP. I've seen some people do TP pivot in transition, but this has got get all your experience treasures in and just be hyper aggressive. Vils are moving forward, but I think he's left this a little bit too late, to be honest. He's got to get this war hut down before the shipment comes in. So he's going 4 axe. Shipments take 45 to build. With 3 villagers, he might be able to get this up in less time. I don't want him to go too... Yeah, he's going to throw it down. It's going to be close, but I think he's got it. I think that will get built before the axe riders come out. And you'll see this war chief pick up the axe riders and drive straight into the opponent's base. Estimated time of arrival in here, 4:25 at your destination. Estimated time of arrival, 4:25 Hungarian time. Oh, there's a villager here herding, but 10 seconds. He's got. I think he's only got 2 seconds to get this sorted. 1 second. He's got to find the right button. 3, 2, 1. Go, go, go! Oh no! Oh. That's so brutal. That is... It looks like it shouldn't matter, but it does matter. That is the best part of 8 seconds, or maybe 10. But those cav are not in the opponent's base at a time where it just needs... He needs to be in there. That commandery wagon... he's not going German commandery, it seems. But if he can get there before anything else, he can delay... He can stop the outpost being... He can stop the outpost being manually built here. This is... Why go outpost when you can build a commandery? Is the first question I have. Lanchnet come here, Axe coming in. I think he's seen the outpost. He's going to try and get to it, but the crates are blocking. Oh, he's going to go for the vills instead. Minutemen being called very quickly here. Explorer might want to get on top of that, but that's 1 vill going down here. Maybe a second. Vills I managed to get in. A bit of... needed some more micro on that one to focus. Yeah, just a 1 villager, but a lot of splash. And the bisons in the tree are path blocking. Kevin's not enjoying that one. He has to run away. Oh, this just hasn't gone well for Kevin. That outpost managed to get out, and if Kevin was in there 10 seconds earlier, this game would have been on its be on the back end of this game already. I feel that outpost has been denied, the villager's gone, the wood crate's not gathered up, etc., etc. And yeah, but Optimus Prime, the magic continues. Gathers here from the 2 forward trees. Magic just baiting in the army, gets the villagers in, and they're trapped. You just can't write this. You can't write this love story with Optimus anymore. Just happens. But the thing is, the Animus though, like there's no eco behind this. I mean, it's not that there's no eco. You could go like Stagecoach and send Great Hunter in early to kind of go for a more reassured start. He's only now dropping the markets, so that he kind of wants to get damage done with the 4 axe. He's now pushing in with the where on earth? What did he send? Where that? Am I missing something? Oh, on Optimus. Lol. I thought Kevin just sent 8 crossbows. So he sent in 700 wood home, gathering up. He's now building. He's now going Stagecoach 2 TP on the left side for a bit of eco. Actually, I will find the vill. That's a dead vill. I think he realised, because he looked at the hunts and realised a couple of these hunts were injured, so he knew there's 1 vill out on the map. Smart play there. Really smart play. Optimus going for a second TP on the right side as well. Visual on the House of Jagelon and House of Hasburg. Mounted infantry here on horseback are like rifle riders. They come decent skirms when they're dismounted, but they're rather expensive dismounted skirms if you want to go that way. Other techs, extra home city shipment, and some experience for every building you have. So not early game techs. House of Jagelon. Expensive tech here for your cavalry. 300 food to 300 wood, but really good. It is armor, range armor. Replays all the units and resources you've already received from age ups to granted again, but it takes longer as the game goes on. So again, that's a Fortress Age plus technology. Sarmatism ships 5 Tartars, which is actually the same price as training 5 Tartars itself. Maybe a little bit more expensive from the wood, but gives some extra bonuses. And all the other units under the bow. One axe rider on the crossbows. A couple pikes forward. Club sieging the TP line. These guys decent siege. That's quite a good use of their clubs. But don't go too close underneath to the town centre. Only 3 vills in there, but crossbow defence underneath 2 barracks. There's the outpost as well. It's not looking super good there for Kevin. He just lost thick end of 8 bows there within like a couple of seconds. Optimus split magic coming out again. And all things considered, I'd be very happy with Optimus' position. The only thing he's got to be very careful though is once he's out of resources in base, does he have a way to push out? Does he have the momentum to push out and challenge Lakota on the open, battleground that it is Hungarian plains? It's not as defensible as you may hope and expect. Now going winning all constructions, gives good eco in his base with the wood and the coin, but his food's almost out. What does he do for food? He has to fight for this hunt. He's got 1 villager here trying to push us back. He kind of has to build an outpost to secure the economic bonus on this mines hunt. The trees. There's 1 hunt over here, which you got to go. Club sieging the trading line. More bows being trained. Stable now coming down here from Kevin in the middle of the map. Not looking to really go for any fast stage. Double tribal marketplace being thrown down suggests, the cavalry being trained. I don't think Kevin wants to age his point of view. My career is all about getting units. TP is now set to foods to try and be able to spam more seasons. He's got a lot of wood incoming. Next card likely to be Great Hunter, to be honest. That would soon be 700 worth of food. Currently at 580, but the 20% eco as well. At the moment, it's still an insane H2 card. Absolutely insane. Meanwhile, from Optimus' point of view, as soon as he loses his army and doesn't have map control, it's over for him. He has to keep this alive. He cannot risk 5 acts coming out and cleaning this. Just imagine if Kevin's... I think Kevin needs to cancel the coin and either send dog soldiers or the food. I think the coin at the moment is a bit of a mistake. He hasn't got the food production to make good use of the coin income. And when there's so little pikes and Optimus is out of his base, this is a crucial moment in the game. Yeah, I suppose there is no bisons, but actually you kind of need 600 gold. If you send 700 gold for units, then you will need 600 gold for the age up. So that's why quite a lot of players have double gold crates in deck. It just gives them the flexibility of how they want to spend those resources. But now the bisons come home, I think most of these are going to get killed straight away, just so they're underneath the gather income of the town centre. Do you remember when the Civ was first released, that the actual income from the outpost and town centre stacked? So these villagers were absolutely jacked, and Malta had such a great income. It felt so strong. Gavin does have Stagecoach, but Stagecoach on a 2 TP line, it's not super significant. Each TP is like 3.5 vills, maybe 3 vills, if you consider all the upgrades on food and that he has it on food. He's got all vision on all the native TPs though, but no inclination to build any. It feels really weird to go natives as Lakota, because natives, one of their bonuses is they cost 0 pop. It's not like you're short of population space anyway as Lakota. There's no real reason to go for them as this Civ. Chopping trees in front of your base feels a bit sloppy when you've got so many trees behind. 3 vills going down is a lot. Kevin knows that Optimus is not that hunt. He knows he's on this hunt. He doesn't need to see it, he can just feel it. He just knows where they are. And anytime he pushes in, this could be really challenging for him. As in for Optimus to hold. Another 5 acts coming in. Another big batch of bows will be trained. How does he deal with 10 acts and Explorer at near enough full HP? War Dance will come down for him on the Tribal Marketplace. He hasn't got the Tribal Marketplace. Can't take a big fight without your War Dance. It's so crucial for gameplay. Axe is in, Pike's turning around. Let's look at Optimus. Is he agent at the moment? He is agent. He's nearly up. He did send the 700 gold, but I was thinking he's not training any gold units. Not any Sentinels popping up. Agent with the Adventurer, so that's going to be an 8 crossbow on the age up. So he's going to try and squeeze in a tech. But He's only got the 2 barracks. Double bow's been trained, but he really wants to try and squeeze in a upgrade if he can. They both will take a long time to train. Multi Explorer up at the front. There's the bows. He hasn't got enough pikes to defend this, and the axes are just on top of the crossbows. Obviously, a lot of +8s in the seconds. Even if the axe riders do go down, this is a great trade here from Kevin's point of view, because then the Seaton bows behind are just taking vills, they're taking pikes, they're just taking anything they can get their hands on. Or is it? Or is it? You know, town centre being fired. Crossbows being fired from behind. Sentinel shipment now being sent here from Optimus. Axe riders are kind of low, but it's the eco here from Lakota is starting to be fine now. It depends if Lakota sent their food shipment. Yeah, he's now sent his food shipment, so he should be pretty good in terms of the economy. So this is a trade he can take. 34 villagers here for Kevin. Optimus only on the 27 now. I think Z moving that was fine, to be honest. I think the fact we picked off quite a few vills is fine, which meant that, you know, he can wait around, and this recharge ability here from Optimus is going to be great. It's not like Optimus can send in 2 Falcons. He hasn't... What is it with players not having the fixed gun wagon in their deck? He can't go fixed guns. He has to really go 12 pike or 12 bows. He hasn't got the resources to send in pistoliers or pandurs. Here, pistoliers would be probably really strong, but he hasn't got the resources for that. So he has to continue sending in those type of shipments. What's he going to send? He needs to build a house. Yeah, 1 house come down. He's actually managed to herd in the bisons that side though, so it's not too bad. Nah, Evolution, you don't send Vitarosia here. You just can't. You can't send that. It doesn't give you anything immediately. It just reduces the price of train. It doesn't give you that position to jump off and train more. Because Kevin's about to come in for a round 2, I feel. Oh, well, no, he's probably aging, actually. Yeah, he's aging up. Slow agent here with the Wise Woman for all the hunt, but there's enough vills here nearby to get some good hunting. He may actually send the bisons. He wouldn't send them forward, it'd be too risky, so he just send them home, but there'll be enough vills here to just continuously train. Has a shipment ready to go. This late in the game could even open up with Cav combat. That wouldn't be a bad thing. Probably the 8 vills would be better to go into the Wise Woman bisons at home, but Optimus pushing out with colonial pikes, colonial crossbows, and colonial sentinels. A rifle rider shipment here from Gavin could be very deadly. He's going for the Wikinas. That's a sensible play. I like that. Nothing too adventurous. Nothing too wrong with that. Here come the 12 crossbow shipment. They're all veterancy now. Be brave, Kevin. Be brave. Cancel the Wikinas and send the dogs. Finish this batch of Axe Riders. This is going to be big. Oh, he queued up the Elite Axe before the other axes. Oh, just wait for Optimus to commit even further. Give him the confidence and smash in when the shipment arrives and the Elite techs. Even give him vills. Just keep Optimus there. As soon as he's caught, he's in trouble. And I think Optimus is in trouble now. I think he's seen it. That is a lot of Axe Riders there. The Explorer's still down, but the Elite Axes are nearly in. Sentinels trying their best. Wakina's joined the party as well, and Elite Axes and 2 more bows join the fray, but not enough anti-cav. What is rule number 1 versus Lakota, I hear you say? What is it? Do not push Lakota in an empty, open battlefield. You will get cleans, and the cleaning has begun. Kevin using thick bleach here on Optimus to wipe him away to leave a very shiny surface of red blood on the floor. Kevin wins that game, ties up the series 1-1. Big Kevin takes it, indeed. Yeah, it's the map situation here from Malta kind of pushed him a little bit forward. Kevin's engagement at the end when Optimus went to the second age, to the third age was actually pretty decent, and I see a lot of players when they get to the next stage send things like crossbows and pikes and try and pretend and try and keep playing, but realistically you just need to try and utilize the buildings that the Malta have, as in the Order Huss, the Order Dragoons, they were being cav combat veteran units on the age up. So strong. Even versus Lakota, if you get like just a couple of Order Goons, you can run the axe around. They can't go rifle riders, they'd be forced into bow riders, and then you can probably mix in the crossbows or just go build and spam wall up. I think going cheap units versus Lakota, it's always asking to be clean, but I think this is going to be a tough matchup from Malta's point of view. I don't really see them winning too many games. Look at the I thought it's the villager population, nearly lost my mind, but the villager population lost 3 villas in front of Optimus base, and Optimus on the age up lost best part of another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 1 being trained, 5. And that eco difference now with the Great Hunt on top and the Wise Woman is just no way to really come back. Yeah, you would have to throw down other TP town centres to kind of get the ability to train more villagers, but that would take so long to pay off and didn't have the resources to actually build it. Kevin was absolutely fine just to remass. He remassed pretty quickly, and because the game's going on, Dog Soldiers could be doable with his Wise Woman Great Hunter eco. Yeah, that was brutal at the end. Right, good game. Let's move on to the next one. So Optimus Prime played the Malta there, but did not get the victory. Meanwhile, Big Kevin, playing Lakota, gets his auto win with that Civ. Somewhat feels like an auto win Civ at the moment. It is that strong. I believe it to be that strong, especially with the fast stage 4 axe. And I'm waiting to be proved wrong by any other player out there, but we'll find out. I'm going to take just a very quick break, and I'll get the next game up afterwards. I'll be back in a second, boys. Look, Tom's saying very nice that Kaiser is out. Oh, that's not the right way to say. I think we should phrase it as very nice that Aiken's performing at a very high level. Is probably the better way to phrase it. Evolution, same. Pripyat Marches is next, and let's find out if it is. I think it is. It could be. We'll go for game 3, and we'll carry on this series between Optimus Prime and Kevin Italian. Let's go. This tournament, of course, brought to you by Microsoft, sponsoring a generous amount of money for this event to happen. We are promoting the new DLC. The Knights of the Mediterranean get to play as the Maltese and the Italians, and a whole set of new European maps and new natives to play and explore. Right, game 3. We're on Pripyat Marshes. Optimus Prime spawning to the east side of the map, playing as the Japanese. His opponent, Kevin, spawns to the west of the map in the colour red, playing as the Haudenosaunee. I suppose for this tournament, I guess I have to refer them to the Haudenosaunee instead of Aero. We've got to be nice and polite to please our sponsors. And these guys are a great civ and a great addition to the game. Optimus already going for double shrine on really defensive Deers. You know, I think because he's seen this 90 wood treasure. I think this guy has spurred him into action. But actually, get the shrines down really early, get them built. Now I can work on this massive treasure, and what a huge treasure! I think they might just work on them separately, just try and increase the chances of some critical strikes. I think critical strikes only happen once they're low HP. So yeah, moving in a little bit closer. Ah, there's one, but that brown bear will come unstunned very quickly. So, but even still, actually, even if it's down to half HP, that's pretty good. Pretty good going. Oh yeah, with the melee, with the increased chances of a critical strike or more chances. It's a divine strike. Was that a 72? Was that really a 72 attack counter attack there from the Daimyo? I dare to believe it. I don't think that is truly the case, but extra 90 wood. He's off to find some more animals to shrine. Optimus Prime here, showing his magic. It's been pretty good for him so far. Let's look at his natives. House of Vasa here. His big button, buildings 10% faster, villagers 25% faster. I think it only affects the very base gather rate of the shrine, not the gather rate with the animals on. So it's basically has no effect on Japan shrines. But there's the Torp Wagon tech as well. So 25% vills on your vills is pretty decent. There's the Torp Wagons. HP here from the Tarn Kills upgrade. Unit costs less as well. Only just the coin, so if you go on Yumi Archers, has no effect. And then some what is it? Not knights, they're winged hussars. But they're to be honest, we just should call them knights. They're that beefy and that's menacing, let's say. Let's take off our Fuggle and let's see what Kevin is up to. Howd dropping down one trading post. There's the house being built there by the travois. Has Kevin got himself a wood treasure? He's got 50 food, wood, no, a wolf, not wood, a wolf. There's the wood there from Optimus. Kevin's 75 food's pretty nice. 50 food. I think it's just because he's got so much food. He's just chopped that extra wood himself, and he's been quite fine with it. A third shrine there for Optimus. He declines the 95 experience treasure, looking for the 75 coin instead. I'm sure he'll be going for a marketing transition, try and get those text research pretty quickly. He's actually going for Torii gates here with a 3 villager being built in transition. Orchard Ritual is finish off his scouting pattern. He's actually found the House of Jagiellon on the top side. I don't imagine Optimus will want to ally with those this game, considering he's up against an Haudenosaunee opponent. But saving all this hunt front of his base for shining, I generally thought a bit of Toshoga Shrine would be placed right down in the front, but Kevin, he's looking for the Toshoga Shrine on the hunt. He doesn't see it. I think he's going to go to the back line and we'll see the Torii gates. Should have Optimus tried to deny that scout in there from Kevin? I think he probably should have. Yeah, he's only now just seen it. Does confirm the Torii gates, and he's thinking, oh, interesting play there from the magician. How would he go about it? Shrine being built here by Optimus. That's his 4th shrine, I believe. Yeah, shrine number 4. The orchard has been dropped down behind the TP. Very nice. Market already down here for Kevin. Let's look at Kevin's age up. He's aging up here with the chief for the villagers, and looking to play standard behind this. Does have a shipment ready to go. Stagecoach isn't the greatest on the map, so we might not see a second TP into Stagecoach. 60 wood's pretty nice, and actually marauding Cossacks. They're not the ones which give you the coin on the kill as well. Those outlaws are pretty insane as well, in the sense of actually what they can give you. They're actually not that strong. Looks like Optimus has forgot to pick up his horseradish roots worth 50 food. If you've never had horseradish before, it's very bitter. It's a very bitter taste. It's actually quite nice to go on salads to add a nice little bit of bitterness to all the sweet things you may find in the salad, like tomatoes and what else. I feel like if I comment what I'd put on my salad, I'd get judged super hard here, so I'm not going to do that. I'll let you guys imagine what I put on my salad. The Jaguar is OP for Italy with the TCH1 card. Oh, wow. I suppose that is true. Yeah, so he would probably get for the best part of 200 food, wood, and gold. Is it this one? Might not be the one you're thinking. Oh, yeah, Jaguar Legacy. You're absolutely right. 200 food with gold gives you your crates and units you got again, and that multiplies across to that age 1 age up card. That's a good spot there from Robot. I think he should have kept that on quiet himself for the next qualifying bracket, and that's good synergy. That is. Make sure I never play versus Robot on a map with House of Jaglon, because I will get crushed by that, I imagine. That's such a nutty tech there. 3 Falcons. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Samurai comes to work, taking on the 40 XP. Batch and Nagi's here. Optimus is starting cavalry. Is that an intervention card? Not intervention, but the equivalent of the intervention. Optimus, does he sense export? Yes, he sense the 300 export card 1 and 5 Ashies. Going for Shinobi no Monos from the consulate now. He actually needs to get a shrine somewhere. He's not building. He's just out of population. I think he's just hoping. I think he's hoping to trade off some of his Nagis so he doesn't have to build a house, which is is an interesting strat. Sometimes it actually works quite well. Trade off a couple of bits of population and smash in with some more reinforcements. Nagis are coming here. The silent one is engaging. There's only one. Oh, it's Marauder Cossack. Let's look at Kevin's point of view. I think he's aging quite fast here. Yeah, he's aging up already. Next age with Messenger. But has no resources to call the Tomahawk big button. No resources to train any units. And we do see clubs and Ashes sieging down the war hut. This is a tough time here for Kevin. Imagine how getting a bunch of traffic from the Jaguar Legacy. I don't think they do. Oh, they do because it's a unit. I don't actually know. Maybe. Could be. We'd have to find out. Age up. Oh, there's the Travois. That's going to get nuked as well. Nagi's moving forward. Ash is coming to fight from behind. That war hut's denied. There must be a villager out on the field doing something. Otherwise, I've got no idea how Kevin stabilizes. He is sending in the 5 musket riders, and they're not the Sioux rifle riders here. They only counter the Nagis. They don't counter the Ashi, Monk, Shinobi no Mono. It feels weird that the Shinobis are... The Shinobis are firing bombs out of their bows and arrows. Look at that. They're firing bombs. Here comes the bomb. Bang. There's the grenade. I can't... Now that I've seen that, I can't unsee that. That is so funny. Is this GG ready? Oh, you never call GG, but all 27 villagers are idle at the moment, and it's only musket riders coming out. To be fair, these guys probably can't get picked off by Japan's units, so we'll give them some breathing space. Optimus Prime here. Floating resources, not really training too much. There's a barracks being built by the military wagon. Shrine population is really low. He's only just getting his market down now. There's just no follow-up here from Japan. I wouldn't say he was all in, but he's done the damage. But he's got stuff to bounce back on. I think he's actually pulling back his explorers to start shrining again. And Kevin is on the charge with his muskets. Yeah, Optimus just needs a couple of Yumi now just to try and pick off his musket riders from distance, or just get some vills out and start shrining and just spending his resource. Is he looking to age? I don't think he can age without sending in the coin crates. I know if he wants to try and get there, but it's going to be tough. Villagers into the town centre now, 10 of them. Batch Yumis will get completed. I feel like Optimus is resenting to complete the batch because he wants to save the resources for the age up. He's stuck in between whether he wants to age or not. I kind of feel that committing to the age 2 here would have been better for Optimus. Works on the eco, works on the military, tries to trade off that economy with Kevin's shipments, and Kevin would be in a very poor position, but Optimus is just giving the breathing space that Kevin really needs. It's okay. I mean, Japan was floating the wood because it was a wood shipment just being sent in, but it's not like more shrines are being built behind this. It's a couple of techs coming in, so yeah, tier 2 wood. Maybe want to get civil service as well. Actually, a war coming down behind this. There's a lot of shrines out on the map. Could do a couple more, like just another 2 shrines up here, 1 shrine here, and that'll get them up to about 90 population, and that should just feel a little bit better. Some walls, but the only thing he's managed to do here, he's walled out his food, and that cherry orchard is most of the food remains untapped. Age up the golden pavilion now. He's going to commit to the age up. I think what Optimus is doing is hoping that like the army comes in this way, sees as a wall, go, oh, there's a passageway to over here, walks through this way, stands here and gets trapped by the army, the town centre, the villagers, the Minutemen, the consulate, the everything, collapses in on Kevin. But Kevin's not going to fall for that. I don't think he is. Let's see what Kevin's up to. By the way, actually, he's trained some vills, 5 elite forest prowlers, 3 musket riders behind here. His card progression, he's actually sent resources as card 2. He realises if he's not under super pressure, so he's just going to chill out and just get other stuff being researched in behind. Surprised nobody here has gone House of Vassar here. Maybe Kevin could have gone Vassar in the transition. He's built 1 or 2. He's built 2 longhouses in base, costing 250 res. With the Nat TP and a little bit more wood, could have been funded by the market. Could have got 4 top wagons on his back gold, this gold mine, and they would have been chugging along very, very nicely. There's also some maps where the trees spawn like a perfect square around your town centre, and there's just no way to place your summer palace apart from outside the trees. It's really awkward, but yeah, no, I think this map's designed very nicely. I've got no complaints with this. And there is enough space to do what you want to do as Asian civs. It's not impossible to play with them on this map. Okay, the push comes in. Forest Prowlers and mainly musket riders. The Kanya shipment will come in behind. Kevin likes to research elite Kanya horsemen, even for the 6 Kanyas, because he knows his next card behind will likely be the 5 Kanya horses as well. Such a strong card, 6 Kanya. Incredible. I want to see Optimus' point of view, how he defends this. Does he go flaming arrows to try and pick off the Forest Prowlers from range? Because it feels like over time they're going to outrange and just pick the Yumis. Veteran Yumi being now researched, does have the Japan Consulate, of course, and the Golden Pavilion on range damage. So Yumi archers are doing a good job at the moment. Going for Weight the Bow now to increase their range up to 20 range, so they can trade more effectively with the Forest Prowlers and the Musket Riders, really. I still don't think there's much of an answer here for Japan Yumi archers when this tech comes in, but he's lost a few archers before the veterancy has come in, so maybe Optimus would have wanted to hold off just a little bit more. Maggies are still age 2 as well. Another shrine coming down. Villagers moving out to the back, maybe for some more silver mining. Berries are being pressured. Optimus will need to send in cherry orchards soon. Yeah, the berries don't last forever. There were 5 batches of berries here, so there's an extra 1,000 resources than you would normally expect in other maps, so that comes into clutch quite nicely. That might mean that he's not super pressured to go for cherry orchards next card. If he has his shrines on food, I mean, he hasn't got too many shrines, let's say, but that could help him delay his next card a little bit longer. There's 10 clubmen from the consulate, from the intervention, 2 more clubs being trained, 5 Yumis from the barracks. Cavalry moving down to the south, putting pressure on the Yumi archers. There's only 16 Yumi out there. They've been picked apart quite quickly behind this. It's, if anything, it's the clubs and Naggies need to move in to force the issue, because the Forest Prowlers are winning the Yumi war. He really needs to send in a 9 Yumi batch, and yeah, another 9 Yumi art card is being sent in by Optimus. It's just the lack of shrine eco, the lack of market tech eco. Okay, market tech's pretty decent. Doesn't have for tier 1 gold. It does have tier 1 wood, civil servants. But just with 80 shrine pop, he's having to build shrines on we're having to build shrines with villagers, really, because these explorers are just in with the army. Can't go down south. All this hunt is just being essentially controlled by the Haudenosaunee player. And yeah, Optimus is just waiting for the 9 Yumi archers. I think the flaming arrows could have worked here, actually, to pick these from long range and actually ensure big kills every time they do. With the lack of a set of animation as well, these forest prowlers can move in, pick off 1 or 2 and get out there. So so far been in good stuff here from Optimus. The extra XP though is helping, has to be said, so it's not like the Torii Gates is no longer benefiting in Japan. Any trade's going quite well, anything being made is going quite well. The Kanya horsemen here, they all look the same, the Kanyas and the Musket Riders, but I think there's about a good part of 11 Kanyas if they're still alive. 12, it looks like he's trained an extra 1 or 2. Villagers going to the fight, and they're going to the next tree, and they're getting picked off. I don't imagine they have their great coats there. Oh, they do actually! Oh. The Magician's at it again with the great coats. Surprised me. Club's getting good swings on cavalry. It's not looking too bad for either. I'd still rather be Haudenosaunee at this moment in time. 39 villagers here, Optimus only at 37 with some idols and stuck in base, mainly on wood. This Yumi mass isn't really growing. It's being whittled down as soon as the fight's been taken. You just can't build up enough units. Kevin on the back foot though, or retreating. 17 forest prowlers here for Kevin. Meanwhile, Optimus 19 disciplined Yumis. Oh, that's a huge batch of Kanya horsemen. Oh, okay. The walls here are gonna be so crucial here from Optimus. He's gonna be wall jumping left, right, and centre. Full cav might be a nice little switch. So does he go for the shrines, or does he go in for the kill? I think he kind of commits. He does have always Kanya in one place. He might actually want to wrap 5 Kanya around this side and coming from the top angle onto the villagers, onto the berry gatherers. He knows the design of Optimus's base. It's not like there's any surprises what he's going to face. He's just happy trading with the forest prowlers and just trying to go in from the front. But we'll just build in mine. Optimus is the only person I can know in the world to actually wall off his mine. That's incredible. Why would you just not put the wall here and go up that way? Strange. Well, if you go double batch of Kanya and not pushing in, I feel we're going to see ourselves tucked in for a little bit of a longer game. Disciplined Ashy shipment coming out here from Opti. No Yumi attack. No extra batch of Yumi archers. Even though you've seen a lot of vet cav, surely you keep going on the Yumi production here. Yeah, you can train clubs, train Nagi. Yabo Sams might not be a bad shout as well. This is just tightened down to a bit of a prolonged game. Do we see other people going into House of Yagalon, House of Vasa? No, not yet. Just vying for line of sight, what they can see. And actually, the line of sight now here from Optimus resets his line of sight on the shrines as well. I wonder if Kevin, with that line of sight, could he actually unlock vision on where those shrines are? He's going back for the vision on it. Both players fighting for vision on these Nat TPs. Top side does see the mine. Does see 2 shrines actually, or 1 shrine, 2 shrines. So he's definitely going to go and siege that, and that's some good map control there from Kevin. Optimus is starting to feel quite happy in base. He will need to send Cherry Orchards as the next card as a must really. He hasn't got anything else he can send. Well, he can send everything he likes, but he will nearly be out of food, and he doesn't really want to go into rice paddies this early in the game. Yeah, just Japan just amazes me continuously all this time. They're just so strong, so versatile, so boomy, so aggro. They can play anything they like, and the units, with strong units, they can force the agenda. But does he need to push out this moment in time? He's Golden Pavilion on HP. These guys do have their veteran status. Japan Consulate, no Nagi HP though behind, but Opti has to send in the Cherry Orchards. I'm going to fight though. I'm seeing plus 28s. The clubs have engaged with the Canyons. The Forest Prowlers can't pick all of them. Needs good Micah, but Clubman, amazing versus Cavalry. 60 attack on the swing, and the Canyons are having trouble. Not enough Yumi Archers to deal with the Forest Prowlers though. The Yashis are nice, but you really want many Yumi Archers to deal with the Forest Skirmishers. If Eero has more skirms than Japan has Yumi, then the rest of the fight doesn't really matter, because at the end, Kevin's not going to win this. Optimus is not going to win this. He needs to go back into range attack. He cancelled away the bow in the end as well, so doesn't have the range to compete with the Forest Prowlers. So he needs to send in the cherries. He needs to send in other things. Actually, luckily for Optimus, that fight gave him enough XP, so his next shipment isn't too far away, let's say. But yeah, everyone's back on the food. So one chariot should be right here, and another one will probably be back to where they were. And Japan will get gathering again. 43 villagers here for Optimus Prime. Kevin on 49, managing to get ahead with the villager production, not lose any. But he's in base on berries. I don't know why you'd want to be on berries when you've got hunting dogs, research on hunts, you've got access to the map, you're the one being the offensive player. I suppose berries is not a terribly bad idea if that means it keeps your villagers alive, but I'll be very comfortable with my army nearby. Infantry combat now on the skirmishers. Let's look at his deck. The only thing left he's got to send is the Crassiers or the Cavalry HP, which I'm sure Kevin would rather send the Renegade French Crassiers here at this moment in time. That's what he'd rather want to send. He's got the coin in here, the resources. This is just a 900 resource card. Completing the batches of the Forest Prowlers and the Canyons. Yeah, I don't think he wants Colonial Tomahawks. He doesn't want the only 15% card. He will try and pivot for the 5 Renegade French when the next card comes in, but the 900 resources gives him enough stuff to utilise now. I'm sure both players are here calculating their next moves with great anticipation. It's like olden day chess, this is. Seeing where both players are positioned in the army, what units will they train, what upgrades will they go for. Kevin's just hoping to catch all of Optimus's villas out on the map, but he forgets he's playing versus Japan. They're all at home in base on the berries. Just enjoying their time. The shrines, they're not moving, they're staying where they're put, so this endless patrolling around the fringes of the base is not really achieving too much here from Kevin's point of view. I suppose he's looking for the gold miners, but he's only on the next gold afterwards. Most of his resources that Optimus can train will be put into Yumi Archers. But this mass here from Japan looking really good, must be said. Optimus has sent in 2 flaming arrows. I want him to send in Nagi HP. 25% Nagi HP is an insane card. It's so good. It is so good. 11 Nagi Rise here. Time it with the Nagi HP or HP from the Golden Pavilion. You have up to like 495. That's the area we're talking about. Hey, Forest Prowlers fighting in the forest. Isn't it that Mexico get bonus when they're skirmishers fight in the woods? But the actual dudes named after the forest don't get anything. I'm calling sus on that. Oh, I love the skin on the Forest Prowlers. They look so menacing, don't they? Just cover themselves in black paint. Unfortunately, the flaming arrows are coming in and having to get out there. Oh no. Kevin's Explorer took an arrow to the knee. He's holding it. He's like, ah, that one hurt. That Nagi raid top side. Yeah, a bit of a Nagi raid there. That's quite nice. Optimus with his 2 Nagi raids being super annoying. Yumi, though, only 18 range. They can't quite get on top of the Forest Prowlers. That's one of the biggest problems, I think, Optimus has. He's just got these upgrades he wants to send, but hasn't the XP to do it. Kevin kind of needs to go to the 4th age. I don't think he can win this in the 3rd. does need to have a tribal marketplace to all dance for war dance when this happens, and he's gearing up for it. He wants to fight. He's actually putting a lot of villagers on this. He wants to take the fight. He's going in. He's going in now. Musketeers moving forward, focusing down the flaming arrows one at a time. But the Musketeers taking big volleys there from the Yumi and the Ashes. Pull tricking the Forest Prowlers back. Not actually taking too many losses for that engagement. I think Kevin would be happy. That little sally fourth he went for. 5 Naggies going topside though, looking to raid this tribal marketplace. Little does he know that they've all moved back to this gold mine and happily looking at the price of wood. How much does that log weigh? That's a beautiful log. Can it fit in my fireplace? No, have this log instead. Who cares about the bear skin I'm stood on? Look at this beautiful log. Ooh, what's the price of log doing today, and how does this affect the price of fish? So they're stood in a forest and they're talking about prices of logs. I just find that funny. I find that funny. Looks like that flaming arrow a bit out of position. Musket's going topside here from Kevin, looking to pick that one off. Wolf Dance is in. 38 hand attack here from the Elite Canyons, 28 from the Musket Rise. Scums up to 25 attack. Canyons go in, but as soon as they go in, they go back out, and there's a lot of Ashes here doing some decent rates of damage per second. All of 30, they actually have their flintlock researched. Paper cartridges, I'm sure, won't be too far behind. But no Ashley cards at all. Still no way at the bow. Naggy HP is in, so good. Naggy action on the front line, tanking so much damage. Naggy raid in base as well. This is a lot to deal with. 479 HP, and the tankage of the Naggy is not in a word, but the ability to soak up the damage and let the Ashes shine through from behind is pretty significant. Now into the realm of Musket Rise not knowing which way they want to go. They're going so slow then, because I think they're just trying to pull the rest of the troop with them. Frost Prowlers going forward. They actually get close in really close combat now. Still 10 Naggies in the field, but it's 5 reinforcing. But Naggies engaged on front onto the Frost Prowlers. Need to focus the Musket Rise behind. Where are the Yumi Archers? He's gone so heavy on Ashes. Where are the Yumis? This is what we want. These are the units we're going to use to destroy the Japan army. Full attack dance here from 12 villagers here, boosting by about 14%. Last time I checked, it's around that level. 12%. Okay, each villager is a percentage point on that fight. Quite good. $57 vills now for Kevin, behind Optimus on 52. Check the market. Still hasn't got Imperial Bureaucracy, still hasn't got second tier gold. He is up to 200 shrine pops, so I do give him credit there, but it's not heavily Kami shrines, it's not Toshogo shrines, it's just basic shrines. Optimus kind of needs to defend them though, you can't just let them all go for free. That would be a bit of a waste. Second rack's coming down into Yumi production, and I'm sure the next upgrade card comes in. Actually, close combat was sent here from the Ashes. Interesting. Still, Scum Goon competition here from Kevin. Begging for some Yumi Archer action here from Optimus. Optimus moving forward, but does pick off one. Musket Rifle for 25 XP. All this experience points that Japan's been getting from the Wonders actually been really impactful. Nice raid topside, just a 2 Naggies prodding, and there's no way those villagers can fight that. They have to run. So much HP, that's 48 melee swings, and there's a risk of all his vills going down. Meanwhile, the Tomahawk shipments, 9 Tomahawks are tearing down shrines down to the south, so a bit of eco-raiding from both sides. Yeah, Optimus still could send Cherry Orchards again. It might actually be soon time to go into rice paddies. I think as these units get teched up more and more, there's the close combat, there's the bow, there's the Ashi attack, there's the Yumi attack. Still hasn't even gone through the 7 villages yet. If Opti did send 7 vills, this economy would be looking pretty good. He's still training them from one town centre, bearing in mind that the maximum villager population that Japan can get to is only 75, so he's not too far away from that, relatively speaking. But he's not super ahead of the Haudenosaunee Eco. 56 vills here from Kevin. He's actually training Trav 1 now. I think he's gearing up for a transition to mills and plantations. He's now actually onto the forward hunt. Yeah, still good gold on the eastern side, but oh, Ashy's moving in. The rest of the army's on the other side of the map. I'm not too worried about these villagers. They're fine. These villagers I'm worried about, and they're going to go into the wilderness to hide. I don't think Opti's got the faintest clue for that. Well, no, he does. So you can click on the child marketplace and see that the coin remaining is less than 2,000, or maybe, well, in Japan he can. You can do that. I suppose he's seen that it's not decreasing, so there's no villas nearby. It's his logic. Oh, tense times here for these villagers. They're not even chopping wood, they just stood there. They're just waiting for their time to be called back out. Whether it's all clear, but I don't think it is clear for him. Optimus now sending another batch of flaming arrows. I dislike this. This is a time to upgrade your units. You can build a castle and train arrows yourself, but you can't really train or research your own upgrades from the home city. This, to me, does not seem like the greatest idea. But it's not like he's going to go away the bugs. He's only got 10 Yumi archers. So it's like, does he go 2 flaming arrows, or does he go Ashy attack, or the 7 villagers? He could have actually dropped down a castle, got 1 flaming arrow in cube, and sent in the crates of 1,000 coin. That would have been a very nice way to produce flaming arrows. I've realised there's no daimyo on the field at all here from Japan at any point. Nice Nagi raid top side, but gets caught out by the elite Kanyas. Oh, those villagers! They get found out, and Nagi's on top of them. Oh, they all go down in the end. So all those villagers just got picked off. And the fight hasn't really taken place yet. Optimus Prime, 56 villagers. Kevin is down to 47. And he's attack dancing with 16 villagers. It looks like he wants to go again for another push. These villagers need to run away. Oh, Optimus, don't forget them. Don't hang them out to dry. That's going to force the fight, but the flaming arrows are moving forward. This could be a fight that Optimus wants. He's currently dancing for HP. He may want to dance for ranged attack here. There's a lot of musks. Maybe he'll switch after the frontline hussars go down. Another raid topside. Oh, and there's the villagers. Oh, that's a raid. Yeah, it's a raid, but for whom I may say, it's actually for the other player, Kevin, raiding Optimus. Down to 50 vills, so that's a 6 vill, at least a 6 vill raid. Optimus not training vills. He's out of food. The cherry orchards. He should hope that the flame arrows will do so much damage here, because he's got no food behind. Yes, you're right, 17 tagged down. Down my vills, down your vills. Ash is moving forward. Focus firing though. Now that the Ashes are on top of the musket rise, they can pick up the musket rise, and there's still a lot. Oh, look at how low some of these Nagis are, but everything they touch seems to melt. So they have the multipliers versus the skirmishers are so strong. And more villagers going down at the forward tribal marketplace. Raid in the back of base, Kanyas. They're hoping to get something, but all the villagers are... There's only 4 Ashes here. There's a lot of villagers at risk going down, and no units being trained, because there's no food to train any more units. If Optimus loses his army, which I don't think he will, he's in big trouble. But having said that, there's no way he really defends this military push. And Optimus is on gold income here from the shrines. He's not on food. He's Is this a throw incoming? I know it's really early to say, but this is a huge moment in the game. No food income, no units being trained, and Optimus is away from home. The flaming arrows are kind of at risk. Who's he aiming for? I think he's aiming for the war chief. Yeah. Oh, 160! 160 XP. That XP allows him to sending the chariot watchers, but the vills, they're just being mown down. 45 villagers here for Optimus Prime. He needs the chariot watchers, but you feel like he also wants to send the vills. Opti on 45 vills. Kevin 44. He's back in the resurgency, but he's got no coin now. Kevin's got no coin. Optimus has got no food, and this game is just getting hectic, crazier by the second. 190 pop for Optimus. Optimus' shrine pop down to 170. Opti's sending in Nagis? Is he for real? Nagis? Where's his food? Is he just going to go castle into flaming arrow production? What is going on? The magician's at it again, but this time his magic trick's failing and the audience can see it. No, you don't do this, do you? Well, I think it's just transitioned to rice paddies now, but his army's down here. Flaming arrows are not moving. Okay, at least Ashy's at the back line, clean up these clone tomahawks and save the barracks. That's quite nice. But 5 Naggies, don't get me wrong, it's a great card, but it's not the card he needs. No respect in the Euro Nats. What could the Euro Nats offer just at the moment? HP, unit gold cost is probably the 2 things, but the actual units himself, I don't think he needs the units. House of Jagalon as well. It would be the from Optimus' point of view, it'd be the samurai and maybe archers, but probably not a lot. What's the market rate, exchange rate? Can't tell me. Doesn't tell me. Ashy's going for a very top side. Oh, the canyon's on the flaming arrows. The shipment, which should have been the cherry orchards, is now being cleaned up for free by the cavalry. Oh, it's so brutal to see. Where's the rest of the villagers? They're down here. Okay, he's not going cherries now. He's fully on rice paddies. He's got 3 rice paddies somewhere. 1, 2, and 3. And the income is... it's not great from it. It's not great. He hasn't got refrigeration in it because he's got the 2... Almost feels like he needs to throw down like 2 TPs just to get some shipments because he really needs his vills to come in behind now. Look at the gold income. The only thing he can do is mine gold. Still no castle, so no flaming arrow production. Kevin's got no army. It feels like Optimus has also got no army. Oh, nice raid here from... That's a huge raid here from Kevin. The castle's going up, but... Hello, line of sight here from the tribal marketplace. And the entire army's pivoting. Optimus is sleeping at the top. That castle's not going up. This is... Oh, this is a big moment. You never want to rush into a GG moment, but... It certainly feels a little sloppy down here. But there's no garrison point for all your villagers in plain line of sight. And your army's just chilling on the other side of the map. Ashy raid though. Ashy raid on these villagers. This is going to be a nice one. Is this game of the day? This is a very interesting game of the day. It's changed into a different game of the day. You know what I mean? Like it's still a lot. Okay, so the castle gets denied. The villagers get executed. 39 villas here for Optimus. Down to rice paddies. The shrine count is down. You know, Kevin, he's on 55 villas. He's fertility dancing villagers. He's actually getting a decent amount of mass out. But he's still losing some Ashy raids. But those Ashes will go down. Kevin's mounting the comeback here. I genuinely think the comeback is on. Optimus' eco is really in a poor position. Having 30 villagers on rice paddies, having your shrines on gold, but we're not onto Sugar Shrine or Heavenly Kami income. Does Optimus even want to send in Heavenly Kami income at the moment? It might not be too bad for him. Yeah, income rate 50%. So if he's got 20 on these, so 10 is 3.8 gold per second. So 10 is basically 8, 50% on that. It's an extra 4. That's an extra bank wagon essentially if he had 20 shrines all on max gold. So it's worth thinking about. It's not a bad card to go for from Optimus' point of view. I genuinely have no idea who wins this at this moment in time. There's a lot of Kanya, not a lot of Frost Prowers here, so Master Ashley's doing pretty decently behind this, but the War Dance does come in. It only just takes Kanya's just to smash in and take a good trade versus the Naggies. Frost Prowers need to have a good shot on the Ashley guys. I haven't actually seen the shotgun ability being used too much. Musketeers a bit away from the fights. Naggies? Now moving on to the fire pit behind. Ashley raid to the top side. That's going to be more annoying than it's actually damage dealing. I have no idea what the Votra Bass ass attack actually means. Maybe it's just his attack little taunts. More Ashley going behind. Okay, it's a lot of Ashley's in close range of cavalry. Naggies moving back. Ashley raid top side. Just look at Kevin's position. Down in score. Most of his villagers not actually working. He's got most of them idle or on the fire pit fighting. There is no reinforcements behind, and the Ashes just managing to clean this one up. This standing steadfast. The GG comes out, and the Magician is at it again. He takes the next game and leads the series 2-1. Score gap. Yes, the score gap opened up, but it's not just the score. There's momentum. There's exposed villages. There's slow income. There's a lot more to it than it first meets the eye, and that's a good game. I'm going to quickly restart the game, I think, before I move on to the next one. Yeah, it's all going fine, and then just the villager trading at the end, just a bit insane. Let's look at all the resources gathered. Yeah, there's a moment in time when the economy for Kevin was better, but then actually all the idling as well, and Optimus, once he got back onto the food income, wasn't too bad. Okay, good game. Well, let's move on to the overlay, and I'll see you back in the next game. Exit out of that one. Let's listen to some banging music in the meantime. I'm gonna get some Haribo, I think, from my bag. Exactly what I want. Where is it? Where's Japan? Oh, there it is. That was so confusing then. Right, I've lost all my windows. I can go. Yeah, no, that's fine. Right, guys, welcome back. I hope everybody's ready for the next game. We are spawning in onto Finland. Hello, welcome to the Scandinavia. We have Optimus playing as the Indians. And he's spawning to the north of the map in the colour yellow, with Kevin playing as the Chinese, spawning to the southeast in the colour blue. Finland, a map with a extra wood income. Oh wow, what a sieve to play on this map. All your woods chopping 10% faster, playing as the Indians on this map. Optimus, the big brain play. What a play. What an idea for Finland. A really nice one. Kevin finds in the House of Oldenburg. I can't help but think he's not going for a trading post. He must be going for a trading post. But he's going for the mainland TP instead of going for the very closely by trading post, which is kind of what you're meant to go for if you want a very quick source and a steady source of XP income. Chopping to get the remainder of the wood for the village. Looks like he's already he hasn't had the go just yet. Maybe he might be a bit tight on food for the next treasure, unless Kevin found another treasure. I think he's got one because this macro is looking pretty good. Optimus is 40 wood. Kevin is somewhere up here. Kevin. No, it's not actually. 10% is huge. Over time, it's certainly huge. Early game, it's not massive, but then it is for Optimus' Age 1 because it's the one save which chops so much wood in Age 1. So that really helps them out quite a bit. My phone's buzzing. I'll just sort that out in a bit. Another wood treasure there for Kevin. I missed it. I saw it say. Be scrolling quick and just glance. What's happened? What's happened? India favour with rigged. Stomp. Kevin China. I have no idea what's going on. Caught my eye there, but we're all fine. This is the 4th game of a best of 5. Optimus is on current match point. As Optimus played, what was the Civ that Optimus played? He played. Hang on a minute. He's played. Oh no, he played Malta and lost to Kevin's Lakota, and Kevin played Malta in game one and lost to Optimus's China. Okay, so yeah, they both played the Euro things. Oh right, no, no, I know it's a treasure. Oh, I was looking in the chat. Maybe I don't know. I'm sure that Kevin took a wood treasure. The macro is looking too good for it to not be otherwise. I thought I did something even worse, like reveal like other stuff, other information. Defensive Carney. Bit of wood here, bit of gold, but where the rest of the food? Okay, there's food up here. There's food in the back line. Has Optimus seen this food? He must have seen the food. Yeah, he does see the hunt. Does see this hunt. So I wouldn't be too worried if I was Optimus, but you do actually want to get on with the herding pretty quickly. He's going to herd the front caribou back. Carney Martyr versus China is interesting. China may just be able to get away with just a quick, fast FF behind this. Does have the TP to help him go. Let's look at Kevin's point of view. Oh, now dropping down his age at wonder at 3 minutes and 18 seconds. I'm sure he'll pass a few others. Really nice back hunt for Kevin. It's the same hunt as this hunt up there. If anything, this is a double hunt, might be. There's a lot of animals in that patch, but that's so safe and it's so herdable as well. But yeah, map looking pretty good. Kevin's done a good job securing the TP vision, but Optimus is like, yeah, lol, nah, I'm taking the vision of these Nats. And double House of Oldenburg on the top side, maybe tempting for Kevin to drop those Nat posts and get those anti-skirms going. Otherwise, some decent villagers. You can have skirms being villagers from here, villagers trained from here, maybe drop down a native embassy here and train villagers onto this hunt. I think with the House of Vassar and House of Oldenburg on this map, there is good opportunity to use the natives to your advantage for some good income. Yeah, I said it. I think you got to go for it. Sorry, I just opened up a bag of sweets. Hungry then. Looking at Optimus' deck here. Gone for Wood Crates card 2. Age up with the Carney Martyr here. No water cards apart from one frigate. Not looking to go for water action. Meanwhile, Kevin, on his deck, 1v1 age 2. Okay, he's going pretty aggro it seems, but is this just big brain? Okay, so he's aging up. Constant in transition. That's from the Tea Leaves card it seems. So Kevin's also a fan of the Tea Leaves. Probably going to be sending 700 woods here. He's got no tempo if he sends in, let's say, Tucano or Pikes. Nothing to cover. Actually going gold. Maybe this deck is a big brain play just to say, hey, look, this is what I'm doing, or you think I'm doing, but I'm actually going to pivot into age 3 because he's got everything he needs in the third age. All the relevant cards. No Bayang army, but I think versus India might be a civ. You don't really want to go Bayang. I think that's a great card, that is. Age 4 has 2 unit cards and 2 infinite flying crows. He's not short on Age 4 shipments in that sense, but missing Rest and Reforms, Manchurian combat as well, and maybe Old Dynasty reforms for super late game is a bit of annoyance. I mean, Mongolian Scourge is just a bad card. End of. Rattan Shields is kind of awkward. Standard Army HP is pretty good. I don't think you need all 3 unit cards here and Diplomatic Intrigue. Sometimes it's nice to treat the Diplomatic Intrigue as a 6 Musketeer shipment. So unprofessional, me eating some Haribo. Yeah, to be fair, once the Haribo entered the mouth, I was like, I got some slight regrets here, but I'm not missing anything too saucy in the game. I'm just gonna enjoy it. To be fair, I could just stop and go for dinner. I could have a nice dinner break, but that means you guys will have no action to watch. I wouldn't want to leave you guys hanging. Especially as we're midway through a series, we got to keep pushing. Get that bit of sugar in you, and then keep pushing. Oh, Chabo, no, I disagree. I just don't think it gives you anything. The cards. If I was to look, it's only like it's not like a full multiplier. It's only so the Keshik gets an extra 1 multiplier versus Cav. I swear that used to be a 0.5. I swear that used to be 0.5. Step having a 1 multiplier versus buildings, I know that. Is it and villagers as well? Yes, it is. But I don't know. The jury's out. I still think other cards are better. Yeah, it is true that they do get good siege and villages. It's just not often that you'd have steprise raiding villas. I know that's what they're designed to do, but you don't often train steprise in that capacity, and sometimes you just kind of need them in the fight to snare your opponents so your Chukanus can get in and do some work. With no Chukanus nearby and pikes on the side, with no steprise nearby and pikes on the side, the Chukanu feel a bit underwhelming. So Carney Martyr, this wood eco here, this villager chopping 0.7 wood per second, pretty decent, has to be said with the wood chopping tech and the Carney Martyr. Currently gathering wood 40% faster than a normal unupgraded European villager would. Hence why he's gone dock, get the eco going behind this, and this is another game where we see India going water play on the side, and it actually works out really well. India aging up now with a forward aggro fort. I should have known. I was like, oh, what's the big building that India have? Because you just assume that aggro fort's always age 2, but no, going up to the aggro fort, this is going to have some decent HP and attack when it assumes its fortress age form. The sea, what's it give? It's not sea poison anymore. It's Gurkhas. Yeah, 5 Gurkhas on the age up. It'd be pretty good. Maybe Optimus is thinking of a FI build because he's going water. He's got the gold mine. He's got some hunt near base. These need to keep pushing into under the Carney Martyr range. The Carney Martyr really should be placed here, or yeah, it's back kicks. You need to get that back hunt, and it's still in range of the gold mine. That's fine. Kevin's aged up, but all his buildings are in base. He hasn't gone forward with a village. A war academy is coming down. So what's Kevin up to? Kevin just essentially didn't need to ally Russia, wasn't feeling under pressure, so he saved his alliance. I'm not even too sure if he managed to research Russia in the first stage, and has just gone Brits and saved the export for a batch of Redcoat Musketeers. That's a nice little play there from Kevin. Nice little play, I like that. The only other thing is, did he really need the 700 wood at this moment in time? He's got a lot of villages, a lot of ship. Oh, he's went Confucian. Okay, well, yeah, so you need the wood if you're going for Confucian Academy, but it's not like you have a shipment now to send, and instead of 700 wood, you could be sending an extra age 3 shipment, like a free extra shipment at that moment in time. Yes, you will be idled quite a lot trying to get your housing down. I think just the Confucian Academy here just feels a bit awkward. The map's quite large, you know, India's booming, and at the moment India scores ahead of China, and so it should be. It's in a great position, a bit of water on the side. Kevin sees this, of course, because this is Finland. You do get to see action on the water. Whether you think it's a good change or not, it's fair enough, but you can just look and just press Alt, just see all the HP bars of the fishies and realise this one's going. Maybe not paying attention, but he certainly wasn't expecting Delhi Gate here. The aggro fort has been researched to the next level. 37 attack with 3 splashes, pretty decent. Certainly don't want to stand underneath this too long. And Optimus, I haven't actually noticed him train too many units. A couple Gurkha, there's a 5 Gurkha on the edge up, a couple Sepoys. 3 mans? Oh, just the 2 Manhus, 3, but that would pop from the forward. Oh, that was begging to be popped from the forward aggro. I think he's missed a trick there. That could have been cleaned up, but that could be end of China's army then. But he was yeah, briefly training Howder. He's just waiting for intervention. I think he's just happy letting the town centre and the aggro fort work through the army, and realistically Kevin's realised he hasn't actually accomplished too much behind this, and he's just losing too much from it. Yeah, it was bad trade, but nothing really accomplished behind. 41 villas here for Optimus Prime. Kevin, 31 villagers, no porcelain tower, only has the Summer Palace working. Obviously, does have the Confucian Academy for the Flying Crows when they do arrive, but that's a while. At a moment in time like this is where like House of Oldenburg could be used. This is where House of Vassar could be used, just to help supplement your eco on the side. Optimus doesn't really need it because he's on water, but then again, if he's on water and has all this extra food, then there's no reason to him stop investing even more into economies. I've noticed he's actually stopped training fishing boats completely. No gill nets as well, which is a bit of a mistake when you have 10 fishing boats. So gill nets pays itself off so quickly. It's such a good card. If there's a Civ tier list of the techs you can research in the game, gill nets is certainly an S tier Civ, S tier tech. Next sentry's coming out. Here come the intervention of Bostanchi Hussars. Nearly enough export for another batch of Ottoman Hussars. No Brit Consulate as well, though, from Optimus. I feel that Brit Consulate to boost the HP at this moment in time would be better than just the line of sight. Kevin was able to remass, but still fighting under the Agra fort. That Kevin really wants to do. A lot of redcoats there from the intervention shipment. Maybe the Mahots do not want to push in any further than they have to. They're not going to get a good trade here. There's only discipline, C-point, a couple Gurkha. That's not a lot of stuff here from India. He needs to back. He needs to back. That's not a good trade there for India. Especially because it's mostly cavalry versus Changdao redcoats and heavy cav. Where's the Gurkha from Optimus? He's floating resources. He's housed, but he needs just to train more stuff. He needs Yurumi. I know, just sometimes watching Optimus Prime thinking, oh, I can do that. But then somehow like Optimus like wins these great series and just plays super well. But today, well, this game, I'm confused. More Bostanchis, more disciplined seaboys. Okay, now it's up 21 disciplined seaboys. Still floating a shipment, going for the 8 Gurkha here. I think Gurkha makes sense. There's a lot of redcoats to work on and a couple arquebusiers. Bills need to move back. They have not got their great coats and they will go down in one shot to all these skirms. No answer on water here for Kevin. He may be tempted to go. Oh, he hasn't got a full Khan. Imagine going to a tournament game without a full Khan in Age 3 to deal with water. That's tough. The full Khan could put pressure on the market, the house, the dock. A lot of stuff it could do actually. It secures the coastline. That's a great treasure. 2 wolves for 75 food. That's top tier. That's so easy to take and so beneficial. Great coats S+ tier, Janage. You know it. You absolutely know it. Bostanchi raid. Oh, Bostanchi raid in the middle. That's a quite nice raid, but the army's coming back. You might kill one villager for one constant hussar, which is the greatest trade. You want to keep those constant hussars alive a little bit longer. Oh, nice raid though. That's going down. That's going down. Get on, Opti. Raiding like a madman. Oh, there's a villager there, low HP. That was... Kevin shouldn't have done that. Got away. Was lucky with that one. Kind of like to think that even Optimus could go water now, in the sense of going a bit more in terms of naval combat units. Just get a caravel down here, snap off the trading post, pick up the Bostanchi Hussars. It's a lot of heavy cavalry. China's mass is growing. I feel that there is a possibility that Optimus can expand his fishing. He still only has the 8 fishing boats over here. Has another 3. Gillnets has been researched now, but even still, market price must be pretty good for wood, or even then just chop some more. You guarantee it's so fast. It's 0.75 wood per second, as well as having distributors. You can afford these fishing boats very easily. Disciplined Gurkhas pushing back the arquebusiers. We must note there is no inspiration ability here for India. There is also no Mansabdar unit buff in all these units as well, so the actual upgrades here from India is rather limited. It has gone into Gurkha combat from the British East India Company, but aside from that, there's not really much he can do. Those Mahout's been healed up to some respectable level. The heavy cavalry going in. The Gurkhas on the front line needs to do the pull trick switch. And he's actually doing that. Minutemen for the Ottoman consort being called at the same time. Actually, a really good use of export there. Not much remaining. Just draws all this fire for the time being. Mahout's moving forward to snare the heavy cavalry. Sepoys just need to keep firing moving forwards if they want to stay in the action. Actually, the heavy cavalry being brought towards the Sepoys now. Overall, I think this is a good trade there for Optimus. Kevin lost a lot of cavalry there. Agrifort working magic on the skirmisher backline. Yeah, the Skirker line here from Kevin not looking the healthiest, but he doesn't need to. He just needs to have enough Sepoys to push away the Redcoats and the heavy cav. Yeah, he was working on his Sepoys then. He nearly didn't have enough time to finish off that Sepoy batch. I'm surprised because in the Guys of Klein Aiken series, if you haven't seen it already, go check it out. We did see a lot of more of a new items in the Definitive Edition DLC coming out to fruition to really put his opponent under pressure. Come to think of it, no Nats were being trained here, and no Nats are being realistically used here as well. How much of an insane buff to natives do you need before you start to using them? The train posts only cost 100 food, 100 wood. The Nats here are insane. You get a big bus, and you get a hot air balloon which like spawns. It feels like every minute. It spawns so rapid these days. Yeah, Yuki. Yeah, he did go age 3. He's got the Daddy Gates there. 7 Gurkha shipment now being sent. Okay, it's good to see he's back on the fishing, and yes, he's getting long lines before any more fishing boats. Long lines 30%. You'll be better off getting long lines on 12 fishing boats than building another 2 regular fishing boats. So we're talking about the return on time. By the time it takes to research long lines, you can have another 2 fishing boats. On schooners, I think maybe regular it's like 1.5. Long lines is such a great tech, and Optimus' ego will just grow, and I don't see too much anti-water. Having said that, so Kevin now moving on with a war junk. No fire ship, no Fucans. He's kind of gone middle of the road here, and war junks are really not scary at all. Caravel should be able to win that fight between the two of them. Optimus, he will see the war junk and have to react afterwards. Yeah. I'm sure he'll go straight to the thing and train a frigate. There we go. There's one frigate in, and he has the House of Vasta as well. Maybe he's thinking actually Wings of SARS. Could be. There's a nice text for him to take the warship HP, unit HP, and unit coin cost. Kevin has somehow amassed 2 flying crows. Maybe he's just like left them at the back of the base for as long as the time. He hasn't got crow shipment in his deck, has he? No. So actually now has the siege capability to take on the aggro fort if he wants to, and he's going to do so. The war junks actually cleaned up quite a lot of these fishing boats already. 10 fishing boats out on the map. I think there's a couple in the dock. I won't look. Good to see where the action is. No double face armor yet from Kevin behind here. Do see the 3x. We do see the 3x here from Kevin on the skirmishes. So Sequel is a bit challenging to do. No siege elephants coming in from Optimus. Infantry combat now from Kevin. It has the return. Has the game swung back into Kevin's favour? This is a weird one. Optimus is floating quite a bit of resources. Now sending in the 3 Mahout Lancers. Oh, he's just going to go for a massive time push. He's just biding his time. Okay, he's ending relationships. He's definitely going to go Britain. Has to go Britain. Where is the frigate? It's not trained yet. Or did he cancel it? He might have cancelled the frigate. Oh no, it is. Peekaboo. There's no racks. There's no. It's just a stable. There's nothing that Optimus can train apart from Wings of SARS and well, Howard and Mahouts from the stable, which is not. He's just right-clicking the Flying Crows. Flying Crows are not the greatest in Age 3 versus units. They do a decent job, but they're mainly anti-building. Age 4 is when they start becoming really strong. Cav coming in. I think it's go time for Kevin, but the Mahouts will spawn this side onto the Arquebusiers. 4 on the field in total now. Floating a lot of res. He just needs to throw down some barracks, I guess, and start training. I would honestly love to see a Wings of Sar switch here from Optimus, especially if he's gone water for the full water eco. The frigate can take an absolute massive steaming dump on his villagers. Come on, Optimus. Show us a bit of your magic. There are things Optimus could be doing to enhance his position right now, and dropping down 2 barracks is certainly one of those things to get him going again. Was that a fire junk on just one fishing boat? I'm assuming more than one went down. Frigates moving forward to defend from the fire junk. That inertly will actually put these villagers under pressure. But he's got great coats though. He's got his great coats. Oh no, no chance. Oh, just fishing boats just get absolutely nuked by this then. 100 wood, 100 coin per use. It's actually not too bad. If you can pick off 3 fishing boats at a time, it's certainly worth it at that moment in time. Because you need to factor in the cost, the cost to replace those fishing boats, and then the lost gathering time of those fishing boats as they're being replaced. And actually, it's quite, the more you think about it, quite significant. Yeah, the tech here for the Wings of Sar is very expensive, actually. Very expensive, but pretty good. 5 HP on the HP on the frigate, taking it total up to 2,200 HP. Pretty good. Opti is going to the 4th age. He's actually training insurgents to heal up his Mansabdar elephant. Not Mahout elephants. And his army. You see, Optimus is the magician. Where's the surgeons?
Come on.
I bet you he'll forget they even exist now. They just blend in.
Yes.
Come on, use it.
Yes.
Oh well, it was a nice side. Oh no, he's here. And they moved together. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. The fishing boat's just getting cleaned up by the endless fire junk production here from Kevin. It's actually working really, really well. Sensing Manchu. Optimus is up. Is this his time to push? It might actually be. Age up the charm in our gates. I think Optimus needs to wait for a guard attack. Some sort of guard, something. Guard Mahouts. He's training a batch of 2 of them. Yeah, he must wait. When you've got this many elephants. Arnold Seaboy first. I don't know, this is a crazy game, but the frigate now putting on some good pressure from the coast, and that's what we like to see. The frigate really paint itself off now, and I mean Kevin kind of has to moving towards the frigate wasn't the idea I was thinking, but move nevertheless. One flying crow putting on some pressure. Seaboy. Optimus is probably waiting for his food to come in, so you can just send in 4 Mahouts. No, you wouldn't do that, Matt. 14 Seaboy, honestly. He's already got enough cav here for the skirms. Yeah, 14 Honoured Seaboy is what you send in at this moment in time. Every day Seaboy. Boop, 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 boop. Ville's topside. House of Vassa available here for Opt if he wants to boost his villagers. Most of his villagers have got 10 villas on the inside, most of the others on wood. Spin Gurkha's trading off. Optimus now sending in the 14. That town centre is going down though. I don't think he's got a shipment point behind this. Something you need to consider is you always have a reserve shipment point in case this happens. And that town centre is going down. Yeah, no way, that's coming out, isn't it? Oh dear. Oh, he's backing off. If Optimus goes in and takes the engagement now, he will actually distract the army. So actually will allow those seapoys to pop out on Seaboy with the Brick Consulate and the Infantry Combat Guard. And Kevin's retreating. Kevin is retreating. Olive Mahouts did come in. That's good to see. That's a really good tech. Shang Daos will basically do nothing versus this. There's so many. There's the 14 seapoys coming from the town centre. Off the in they come. Frigate adding a bit of extra damage from the side. Maybe this is where the Wings of Sar play from behind would really clinch the game here for Optimus. That would be such a great play. I miss that. Stable delete for stuck Mahout. That'd be quite funny. I'm sure Optimus will soon go into disciplined Gurkha. Getting the Mantims out of Seapoy is a very good thing. Yurumi is also good for snaring the Redcoats and Changdao, as Animus would say. Anything to do to put these... there's so many vills here from China just out in the open, ready to get raided. I've ever mentioned that the Winged Hussars are great raiders. Absolutely insane raiders with their special ability charge and their area attack. Honestly, I think Optimus needs like a second or a third dock. He's trying to go back on water. He's got 5 fishing boats. At least they're fully upgraded, but you know what I mean. It's quite awkward. Just building 2 town centers on the top side. Yeah, I know. I want to see some Winged Hussars. I want to see it. It'll be good. It'll be good. But if Optimus has got literally no food when you can't, you flat out can't. But you can go water much harder. Because now he can actually train a battleship here from the coast, and with the battleship and the extra range that they have, you can put heavy pressure onto the base here for China. Confucian Academy's gone. The consulate's gone. Summer Palace is probably gone as well. Dock, trading post, all of that is under threat from the battleship. Feels like Disciplined Gurkhas are doing most of the work, but at least the units, it's just all this infantry behind. Timing for the 2. Oh, timing with the 4 Mahout and another 5 Mahout. It's going to be go time again, version 2. Off we go. In we go, let's do it. 63 villas for Optimus. Kevin on 59 villagers behind. But he's an age behind. No real way to be agent behind this, though. So many units here, especially these Mahouts. Oh, because you have to try and right-click them in. They just pull the elephants in weird directions because of the grouping. Seapoy need to be buffed up to 4.5 speed. Yep, there, I've said it. They need to be faster. Jokes, they're strong enough as it is, but the speed actually kind of crippling them. But focusing down the Gurkhas, and actually the attack here from the Maos, they're cutting down the Changdao as if they're nothing. That's good to see. Finally, elephants doing something. The guard stats on these guys are pretty scary. That's a Flying Crow left out to hang. Not a lot Kevin can do to save that. Still, no techs here from either player. House of Vasa here from Optimus must be at level 2. Ready to call in that 50% eco bonus for every villager once he gets to that second level. Yeah, I feel these 2 players might not have thoroughly done their map analysis of knowing how the natives play on this. Who knows? I think Optimus doesn't really matter for Opti now he's in this age, but Gavin, he kind of needs... Well, again, now I don't think you really go House of Vasa. You can go House of Vasa for the talk wagon, for the big button, but you don't really want to go for the mountain skirms when you've got insane skirmishes yourself. Puts so much pressure on these units. Winged Hussars is what Optimus needs, but he's in the 4th age, so he kind of can do what he likes, just send in endless age 4 shipments. It's interesting how he sent 14 Gurkha instead of the 9 Yurumi or the 10 Mansadai Yurumi regiments. More elephants. Well, this game and the last game has been a bit of a Bit of a trade, hasn't it? Been battle of attrition. A lot of exchanges, a lot of skirmishes, not a lot of fully all-ins. But I think Kevin's just trying to play on it. This is his last chance in this qualifying bracket, qualifying number 1. But good thing for him is next week is qualifying number 2. He can come back and do it all over again. I'm just going to skip this on a little bit. I kind of don't see this. I don't see this working out in China's favour. 74 villagers for Optimus Prime. Kevin on 60-60, sending in the Iron Troop. He's got to make the Iron Troop work. He's got repentant cannoneers. He's actually trained a monastery. That's cool to see. But the weird thing, the repentant cannoneers are just not really the same level as arquebusiers versus sepoys, but versus stuff like Jaegers, Gurkhas, yeah, the repentant cannoneers are really strong. Really strong. No effing way. A Mansabdar Mahal. Whoa. Look at the guy in the back. Just look at that. Just look at the artwork. That's insane. He's got his own like little chair there. He's ready to go into battle. I want to follow this Mansabdar elephant. Even the aggressive flair just to let his opponent know that he's coming. This big boy, 2.9k HP. It's so tanky. And here's Kevin sent in an Iron Troop, but versus all this. Oh, Corsairs! Kevin's got Corsairs. That actually might be crucial in this situation. They're going to be better anti-cav, certainly, than Chang Dao's. They resist 40 in melee. The elephant's moving forward and pathing, but Massives are sort of 2k HP remaining. More elephants coming from behind. I think China just struggle and just end up struggle versus elephants. It's one of those weird situations that this one civ struggles with, and the anti-cav is just crumbling. The anti-cav here from China is just out the front and being just demolished by all the Mansabdar, the regular units. Like, where's the Mansabdar unit in this squad? You have no idea where he is. Go on, charge, my beautiful. Charge into the skirmishers. Minutemen coming out. Just imagine being a Minuteman and seeing this Indian army coming your way. You're like, yeah, nope, I'm not getting involved into that. No! He's down 130 XP for China. Kevin's probably like floating like 2 shipments thinking, oh, how did I get all this XP from? Yeah, it's H4 versus H3. That's probably the biggest issue. And now that the elephants are on top of the skirmisher line, and it's on top of Iron Troop as well, it's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage and a lot of good exchanges there. And it's troops you can't replace. It's the Iron Troop, let's say. It's the skirms, and still going on there. And there's a full HP, well, half HP elephant coming in. It's essentially full HP in the skirmisher's eyes. And I think that's going to be it. I don't know why Kevin's still playing. He believes he can. Oh, there's so many vills here. If any shipment spawns on these, that's it. That is absolutely it. You just need to believe, my friends. Here comes some really angry dudes looking to whip people into action. GG's been called. GG indeed. GG indeed, and the Magician, he's moving on to the next round. He's actually moving to the round of 8. Oh my god, there's so many games still to go. Oh my god, I only plan to do these couple of these series. Good game. Let's finish this one off. Let's do the timeline. Villager population, much better here for Optimus with the fishing boats and the villagers from the shipments. Good progression there from Kevin, but aging up there with the Confucian Academy. Felt that the eco was never really there, and the mass never was really sizable enough to get into that position. And the fact that he didn't have the porcelain tower, it felt that the jump to the age 4 was always beyond his reach. In the end, the military population was always pretty close, slightly favouring India for the quality, and China just couldn't quite get enough of that one unit type that they needed to push in. Always had lots of heavy cavalry around, a lot of constant units, but they just couldn't really commit due to the sepoy and the skirms just doing so much damage in their range move. The China player just needed all the skirms they can get, but once Optimus got to the 4th age with honoured units and then all the honoured elephant pops, just taking some just fight after fight after fight, while China just had a weaker eco and just eventually grounds his opponent down into submission. It's a good game that was.